Hello everyone, I am the Lore Explorer, and this video will contain spoilers for Outer Wilds Echoes of the Eye. And in today's loop, I want to go through the dream world and show off some of the stuff inside of the sim. But there's a catch. Thanks to Grand Noble for the suggestion, and thanks to Zen for having made it possible. But the catch here is, there's actually going to be enough light for you to see inside the dream world. I mean, it's literally like night and day. And there are a few sites in this video that you might not be able to find anywhere else, so let's get to it. Thanks to this mod, you're basically able to see over the horizon in the simulation. And we can see all the lily pads and flowers and all that. We can see the woodworking on all the buildings. And I think it's just cool and nice to be able to see the dream world in the simulation the way that the Owlks would have actually seen it every day, because there actually is a day-night cycle here. So they'd be able to walk through this forest as if it was broad daylight. They'd be able to see everything. I mean, to us, they look like spooky trees, but in the daytime, they're not so spooky. They just look like normal trees. And I just figured that everybody has this picture of the Owlks always in perpetual darkness, but look at all these pretty flowers. I mean, it's actually a pretty serene place to live inside the simulation, especially when you have the friendly Owlk mod on. That way, the inhabitants don't try to immediately kill you. But we all know that these spooky, scary boys are actually coming from these two houses deep inside the woods. They are both beautiful homes with balconies that open up right to the riverside, and they look like comfortable places to live. On the inside, we can find portraits, musical instruments, the game that we play, I think it's three-sided chess. I mean, they have cool rugs in here. Everything, I think, is just really nice to take in and see in daytime. Even the robe on this Owlk, I think, didn't get enough justice in the darkness. I mean, you couldn't see squat, and now we can see it so well that I'm going insane staring at the design on the back because I think it looks like a face. I mean, there's eyebrows, nose, everything is there. There's everything. And I don't know if it was me, but I definitely wasn't able to see those kind of details in the dark. And that's sort of what I'm going for. Examples in the DLC where you might want to have stayed and looked if it was light enough to see, but you really didn't have that opportunity. Luckily though, with a friendly Owlk mod, I could just walk right past these guys and we end up in the Forbidden Archives. And you know what? Even though that this is just a glitch and there's no natural light down here at all, if there were, I mean, this place would be beautiful. They actually went through a lot of effort trying to decorate these Forbidden Archives and make them look like nice places. I also thought it'd be interesting to go up and look at the different reels up close that are being stored, and it turns out they're all kind of the same reels, just repeated over and over, which is a classic trick in video games and stuff like that, and we're never meant to get close enough to see it, but it's still kind of cool to be able to confirm that and see it. But other than that, there's really not much more to see at this Forbidden Archive. And very surprisingly to me, there wasn't much unique for me to find at the Starlit Cove area either. But I still very much enjoyed actually getting to take in the sights of the small city that they've built here. I'm still quite confused why they felt the need to simulate antler spears and not carry them around, but after lighting the way, we can check out the upper floors of the tower here too. Finally get a nice view of the mural that, is normally kind of dark. But really, that's almost all there is to see in this city that I feel would benefit from light. But leading down to the Forbidden Archive looks pretty nice if you ask me. I'm not even sure what you'd call this kind of structure built down inside of a body of water like this, but it's neat as heck looking. And down inside, we can take a look at what I'm pretty sure is the memorial hall of sorts for the Owlks, where we can find portraits of Owlks who probably passed away with personal items and flowers and such around them. And going through this memorial hall leads us down below the world, down where all the secrets of the Owlks are held, which, for the purpose of this video, aren't really all that interesting, don't you know it? Big tall building with a bunch of reels in it, who cares? But the view outwards is kinda nice. Luckily enough though, this is where things start to get interesting in my opinion. The hotel actually has a lot to see and a couple of unique things that we're able to see in places that we're not even supposed to be able to access, and they're pretty freaking weird. But let's start with some more mundane stuff. You're usually able to actually normally get in this room when the lights shut off, but I think it's nice to actually go say hi to the sad, reminiscent Owlk personally. And on the opposite side of the courtyard, however, is a room I don't think we get access to. And inside, we can find evidence that this is actually a place where some Owlks come to relax and maybe look out for the pristine courtyard and just relax, passing their time in a nice environment. And speaking of which, the stage they have outside isn't so bad either. There isn't much decoration here, but it's easy to imagine a trio of Owlks up there just entertaining the crowd, or like 20 Owlks just ominously immediately turning to you and trying to kill you. You know, entertainment. Anyway, we can finally get to the dining and social area for the hotel. And there's a bunch of detail we can see here now that it's actually light. But I think the coolest can be found off to the back, where we can find that we have some company. Covered off between the door and a few wooden privacy blockers, we see an Owlk is clearly walking around behind them. This door opens when the lights turn off, but sadly, everything inside disappears once they do. With the magic of mods, we can actually enter this room and find something really fun. We find an important looking Owlk striding back and forth as if in deep contemplation or worrying about something. And in the back of the room, we find something very strange. In the center of the carpet, we see a knocked over jug stacked on top of an upside down bowl. And surrounding this jug are 5 glasses that are spaced apart. Truthfully, I have no idea what the heck this is supposed to be. But if I had to take a wild guess, this Owlk definitely just tried a ritual to summon something, or maybe some other kind of ritual. But either way, you good, bro? And as I mentioned, when we turn the lights off and this door actually opens, all we find is the Owlk in here. So I'm not sure how we were meant to see this or find this or what we're supposed to take away from it, but it seems maybe the Owlks in the sim should be called the Occult Owlk Cult. But now that we have some light, we can go look at some of the paintings that the Owlks have up in the dining area. I particularly like the ones with the Owlks sitting around playing the 3-way chess, and the one with the Owlks in the tree. I don't know why, I just like that a lot. But I'm pretty sure everyone's favorite painting is Crazy Big Head Laser Guy, and I gotta say, you do gotta love him. And of course, what kind of video would this be if I didn't show the most recognizable mural from the whole DLC? And it's pretty cool to be able to see it with actual light. I don't know, I like it. I do still kind of search for this tree secretly in the back of my head, but yeah, we're never going to find it. And truthfully, the hotel's Forbidden Archives look just about the same as the last one. But we can take a look at the digital diving bell while it's above the water, and it's sort of odd how intricate they made everything with the woodworking and just all of that, considering it's something they made to house a prisoner. But it seems they did put a lot of effort into it. Even these windows are cool. I guess daytime doesn't help this too much either, but look. Aw, little kitty. Betcha they're bad. They still like pets though. Anyway, another thing the Owlks seem to have built very heavy duty is the actual vault the prisoner slept in. Very thick metal and many chains would usually surround it. They were ding-dang serious about this, but it really is amazing to me that even underground where this prisoner is supposed to be kept, even in a glitched area, they made it look so cool. Almost serene, even though you're being blocked off from reality in multiple senses. And again, just amazed with Zen, the mod maker. You can barely see 2 feet in front of your face in the DLC, and now you can see all the way across the whole, it's wide open, and you can see it all. Even in areas where all light should be blocked, like the inside of the vault stairwell, is bright as can be, and we can actually see what's in front of us. And it's much easier to see all the nice things the Owlks allowed the prisoner to have down here in their tower. And actually, seeing them in the light for the first time, they're actually the same as they always been. I just thought it'd be cool to come say hi and get a look at their nice telescope in the bright daylight. And before we go, we can say hi to a couple more Owlks. I found a couple of cool robes during my search and thought they deserve to be highlighted, maybe they're actually important Owlks. And since people are usually running past them screaming their head off, doing their best not to look at them because they're terrified, well, now we have the chance to sit and actually look at it. Like, look at this blue, red, and green getup with jewelry and everything. This guy is either the boss and really important, or has a super loving and supportive partner at home. Too bad they try to kill us the instant they see us instead of dancing or something, because look at them, they're pretty fancy. But I suppose that'd be an odd matchup given the sizes though. Anyway, that's just about all I could find here that I thought should be highlighted in the daytime. And again, a huge shout out to Zen, the mod maker, for making this possible. And a huge shout out to the members here on the channel. As usual, thank you so much. If you liked the video, consider liking it. And if you like the channel, subscribe for more content like it just about every week. Sadly, a little while back my dad broke his back and that threw me off a couple days. And this week I figured YouTube need consistency. So what I'm going to do is just not post when I finish the video and post on my usual day, Saturday. So that's when you're going to see this video. I didn't post anything last week because it was off schedule and late. And so now you're just getting it Saturday. Sorry, it's a bit late, but now it should be a week thing. As always, this is a lore explorer diving deep into the game so you don't have to. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.